Okay, so I'm going to address Denise's claim that Gollum is being... Not really. He was captured, by Sauron. Sauron did let him go purposefully. Go find the ring.
Yeah.
But he's not like being used in really such a way, because that's Gollum doing Gollum things. Like he's not. There's no leverage there. He's not being blackmailed. He's not like there's the about is getting the ring for himself.
Yeah.
Like that's his whole thing. And he's been hunted by Sauron the entire time he's had the ring. So he's like, acceptable cost. I need the ring for me. But like to say used, I think is a little bit of a stretch. But I don't know. Because Gollum's just doing Gollum things.
Yeah,
but I wanted to address it.
He knew he was going to go out and do Gollum things, and he wanted that ring back. That's all he talked about was the ring. He knew who had it, at least, or where it was. So that's when he said, oh, okay, well, for me to get the ring back, I need him to go get the ring back. And he knew he was going to stop at nothing to get the ring back. So just let him go.
But didn't he stop? Because I mean, how long did Bilbo have that ring?
Bilbo had the ring for like 60 years, maybe 50, 60 years.
Right. It wasn't going to take Gollum 60 years to find the Hobbit, right?
Was captured and tortured, and Gollum was the one who tipped them off. Like Gollum knew that Bilbo had it, and so I captured him, didn't torture Gollum until he did give out the name. But then, like the Shire is such a weird place that like nobody thought to go there or really like knew about it.
Was that in the movie?
Yeah,
in the first one.
Damn. Oh, in the first one.
It's in the first movie, yeah.
Right.
That's where like the Black Riders come to the Shire because they have two words in Baggins.
So I thought it's because he put the ring on.
Hold on.
What's
this thing does not want us to talk about Return of like.
What's wrong?
I don't know. It just stopped recording.
It says Denise's browser is preventing recording. Ask Denise to refresh the page.
Uh-oh.
And then now it says someone else is already recording. The fuck?
Mine says
I didn't press record, but it's recording right now.
Yeah, mine says recording too.
Mine does.
So it says what should I do? The host should stop the recording for all. Go to the studios and then choose optimize quality under recording settings, then start the recording again.
I don't even have the option on my screen is for me to record.
Okay, I was able to exit off that message, so I think we should be okay.
Audio.
Do you still see a message on your end?
No, it's telling I have a record button. Why is this recording haunted?
Let's see. Oh yeah, you're not recording.
No.
Yeah. We all are for some reason, but she's not.
So I'll stop it. I'm going to stop it. But you should have access to it as well if you were both logged into the main one. Yeah, you're still not recording.
Well, no,
it still is not.
You started recording, and I see the count. I saw the countdown and everything.
I didn't see none of that.
Oh, there we go. Now, because on the, now you're there.
Recording. I didn't hit record.
Somebody.
No. I mean, your like your video is recording. Before you wasn't showing that like all three of us had a record option, and yours was like blank, and now it's saying that you're connected to the recording. So I don't know.
Yeah, like if you look up in the top left corner, we all have red dots, and you two. But you did.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine also says recording on it. I don't know if that counts.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Okay. So, but
okay.
Mariah, when you leave,
well, it gives me let me see if I press leave. Yeah, no, I can just leave the studio. I don't have to end session for all. I have the option just to leave studio.
Okay. All right.
So did we get to the part where we see the orc that looks like Chuck from the Goonies? The leader?
You mean the tumor?
I guess.
Is that his
Yeah,
name?
The leader of the like the orcs.
Is Toomer. I think his name is Toomer, and I think he's
that's
got hair growing weird places, and it just creeps me out beyond. I can't with that one. Her hair was too much of a choice for me. I think we might have seen that at the end of Two Towers when Osgiliath is attacked and Faramir, who's defending, give up the city. And then they all run back. Oh no, this one, because then they're all running back, and then Shadowfax runs out there with Gandalf to like help shield them with light from the Nazgul and all that. I think we're a little bit ahead in that scene. Denise is having trouble.
Yeah, you're not recording anymore.
I know it shuts me off. I might have to. I don't know.
Do you just need to like log in again?
Yeah, I'll try that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
It's okay.
We're gonna have trouble sometimes.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
The three of us are.
Not on live stream though. That's done.
Okay. Oh, so we're not live streaming right now.
Oh wait, we are live. It did come back on. We are live. I really need you to, Shauna, like maybe help, like, talk us through the movie, because I feel like either I have some really big gaps in my notes, or I have completely no idea where we're talking. I feel like we left it off at Sam and Gollum scene, and then
Saruman after that, right?
So
my notes jumped from Saruman to Frodo being dumb as hell and not believing Sam to, and
Eowyn is talking about her wave, her dreamy wave. And then back to like Gandalf and Pippin. So we kind of skipped over like the Eowyn dreamy part, and because I already went over like Pip.
Is that when she wants to go to battle?
That's when she's that's when they're like we are not done this battle, but Theoden, the king, is like, I'm done this battle though, because and I already defended my.
Oh, that's when Gandalf got so mad at that dude. He was like, "You horse riding bitch! If you don't fucking get out there and help."
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happens.
He just takes matters into his own hands.
So I kind of already touched on that. So then I guess when Denise goes back, and I already said that so then I think we can just really briefly, if you guys want, touch on Arwen and her vision.
I remember that.
We'll go over it, but like she has a vision. She goes back. She chooses like life, not off, and that's kind of spliced in. Yes,
the vision with the baby. That was a handsome baby. I don't know how long he had to spend in hair and makeup to get his hair like that. Because here's my thing with that: this was a vision; it wasn't real, right?
Correct.
But his hair was blowing in the wind. But the wind is fictitious because it's all in her fucking head anyway. So she is imagining her baby with this just majestic head of hair blowing in the wind and making direct eye contact with her.
Yep.
That was I think my second favorite part. My first favorite part of the movie is when Shadowfax just ran up that mountain like it wasn't shit. The second part, my second favorite part, was when the baby's hair started blowing, and I was like, where the fuck is this wind coming from? Because it'd be one thing if it was real life and it was just kind of breezy outside, but this bitch is having a daydream, and in her daydream, her son's hair is just fucking blowing in the wind.
Just gorgeous.
Oh man, yeah.
So should we just keep kind of going and?
Yeah, fuck it, keep it going. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I have no notes probably for a while, so.
That's fine. So Denise is gonna have to do some editing on that because I was kind of just recapping where we were and getting everybody up to speed.
Oh yeah, she thought this was gonna be out tomorrow.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
How's it going, Denise?
Looks good.
Yeah, I refreshed.
You back?
Listen, fingers crossed.
You got a little red dot.
Yeah, I see
Before
it.
you jump out again, you want to talk about that majestic ass baby? We just talked about it, but
The majestic baby?
So we went
And
a little bit out of
Liv Tyler's vision.
order, but then our
Oh.
is leaving to go to the Grey Havens, has a vision, son, and David apparently is in love with the baby, but like not in a weird
Why?
way, just his hair.
Not in a weird way.
because how does his hair do that? Because she has a vision of a baby, right, in the future, and in her future baby vision, she puts the baby next to an open window and she imagines his hair blowing in the breeze. So it's not like
Listen.
I just have a weird like, oh, that's a handsome ass baby. They made that baby handsome on purpose.
I already
it's
feel
not me
like
being
Liv
crazy.
Tyler had a contractual obligation. She said, anytime I'm on screen, I'm going to be fuzzy focused, slow motion. I'm going to look like a goddess. So I don't put it past her to say any offspring of mine shall have Beyonce fans blowing the hair in the wind, looking majestic too. So the
Right.
majestic baby, I'm just going to chalk it up to me and my child are going to look fancy out here for this movie. So I feel like that's her doing.
Okay.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that could be. So she sees her majestic baby son. She rides her ass right back to Elrond and Rivendell and says, yo, you didn't tell me I had a son. He gets all defensive, like, well, you're my daughter and I want you to. And she's like, well, I already made my choice. And in fact, I will be mortal now. And by the way, we need to go reforge Isildur's blade. Aragorn can win war so that I can have my majestic baby son. And also tons and tons of daughters that are never named, but the son gets, I don't remember what it is right now. Anyways, that's aside. That's an
That was the worst forging in blacksmith history.
If her kid had been an ugly baby, do you think, like, if she had that vision,
no, David, she
and that
wouldn't.
baby was like a 2 out of 10, you think she would have done all this?
She still would have wanted that baby.
That baby was a 10.
She definitely wanted that baby.
Like, if he was looking at her, the baby had like a lazy eye. It was looking, it was looking somewhere else.
She would just wait with her dad.
Oh man.
Yep.
Movie would have been over. Would have been a 2-hour extended cut.
Awful.
So, Denise, you don't think the reforging of the sword was well done? Yeah, it was just like some hammer blows.
They literally just stuck it together and knocked it into place.
Yeah.
That was it.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Oh, so is that the same ring that the kid finds in Ring of Powers? That he's.
I'm sorry?
So in Ring of Powers, the boy, he has like the sword.
Blade.
Is that the blade?
I don't think that that's Isildur's blade. I can't remember exactly what blade that was. I think that was like a Morgul blade, kind of like the Witch King when he stabs Frodo. I think that's the blade in Rings of Power. But that's a good question. I will fact check.
Oh, but Rings of Power is like 1,000 years before all of this, right?
It is, yeah.
So,
never
mind.
And we get like a Sauron origin-ish story, which is very satisfying.
You need to go back and finish that.
You do. You don't know about it. Oh. Anyway, here we go. Back to the Return of the King.
Yes.
All right. So the blade is being and then Gandalf and Pippin arrive in Gondor at Minas Tirith. I think this is also like when we meet Denethor for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we've talked about it on the podcast. I'm not the only one who watched Fringe, right?
No, I watched it. Walter
is Denethor.
Yeah.
I fucking love.
That's my man.
He's so good in that role.
Yeah.
So,
no, not Walter Frey.
So Well, is this so? This isn't Walter Frey. This guy wasn't in Game of Thrones at all.
No.
No, that's a different dude.
That's a different guy.
Oh.
You're thinking of. No, doesn't matter. No, I can't remember this guy's name. He was in a show called Fringe with Joshua Jackson, and it's I love it so much. He played a character named Walter, but I hate Denethor, and it's because this actor's so good. I want to hate him. That's how I feel about Denethor.
I thought that meant Walter Frey. His name is Walder.
Yeah.
John
Great
Noble.
job. That sounds right.
That sounds right. Yeah.
That sounds right.
I like how Gandalf didn't think that Pippin was going to fuck that up when he got in there, telling him to shut up. I was like,
took the words right out of my mouth. I was like, yet another example of Pippin fucking up straight out of the gate. Gandalf was like, do not say a goddamn thing.
Right.
And then they're in that room for like 3 seconds. I pledge everything, and I'm so sorry. And I was there when Boromir died, and it was my kind of my fault. Like fucking Pippin.
I'm on Pippin's side with that.
No, so
okay.
I'm on Pippin's side to a degree because he told his man exactly how his son died and all his in pretty graphic detail. I was like,
because he wanted to know.
Up. What?
He wanted to know. I mean, look, if you are there when my son dies, and then I ask you, hey man, like how did my son die? I don't feel like there's much room on the table to be cryptic.
I don't think that's if I recall, that's not how he said it. He was saying it like if I recall correctly, and I feel like he was basically like my little hobbit, but he jumped in front of my little hobbit body and took like 9 arrows for me and shit like that. And no one could have taken 9 arrows like he could. God damn. It's trying to cut off me again. I think that's the way he said it. And that's why I was like, yo, shut up.
But also for him to lose his son to a hobbit, like
kind of an insult for Denethor. I see it that way. Like he was like, my son gave his life for you.
Yeah.
A joke. Like, but that's I think like in this moment has like Ned Stark energy where he just doesn't understand he's talking to not a king, but like a steward of men. Like he doesn't understand the politics of speaking to somebody in that role, and especially that person in that role. Like Gandalf was like, don't say anything because you have to be tactful and you have to know how to approach these things. Pippin has none of that. So he just fucking says whatever he wants to say in whatever way he wants to say. Denethor immediately is like, oh, so my son gave his life for you. You owe me your life. Great. This is how we're going to do it. You're going to go on the front lines of this battle now. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Ned Stark energy for me. It's just Pippin has no fucking clue what he's up to. But I see both.
Okay. I appreciated the honesty, I think is what it boiled down to.
I will say, Pippin talked to that man like he would talk to any man who had a little mini throne at the base of an actual throne. So
yes.
but that is Denethor's whole complex, right? Denethor has a whole complex about the fact that he has a mini throne. So like Gandalf knows pickier and choosier about what you say, whereas Pippin's like, nah, you're not the king. That's fine. I'm actually like best friends with Aragorn then, so doesn't matter. Though pretty much immediately after that, Pippin sees Denethor send Faramir to his death to take back Osgiliath, and you can see on Pippin's face like, oh, I really fucked up. Oh, this guy is unhinged and terrible, and I really fucked up. And that was sad.
That motherfucker said it depends on how you come back.
Yes.
And that boy came back in a box. God damn.
Come on.
Faramir. I love Faramir.
Oh, man. I forgot about that part. My notes kind of jumped from, where did we go? My notes jumped directly from Gandalf being sick of his shit to like the actual battle starting when they did that catapult shit you was talking about before. And I was like, what's she talking about this catapult shit for?
Damn.
And then I saw it and I was like, oh, this is probably the most fucked up shit I've ever seen in my life.
Before we get to the catapult. That's funny.
Huh?
I said I have like 12 notes from now until we get to the catapult, so that's funny.
I'm checking. I don't. What do y'all got? Where y'all at?
I don't have 12 notes, but basically right after that, after Denethor sends Faramir out, Pippin Gandalf about like the weird shadow, like how everything's dark and stormy and everything, and Gandalf's basically because orcs can't exist in daylight. So this is him creating this weather system so that his minions can go out and attack, and that's how Max and Gandalf ride in with like bright light and fuck everything up, which is pretty great to see. And then we do have a quick cut back to Sam and so Denise has a lot more notes than I do. So what struck you, Sam and Frodo here?
Literally, the only thing I say is not Smeagol turning Frodo on Sam. That is all. That's my note.
It was so easy too.
It really was. He said, "Look, he's gonna say these exact words," and as soon as Sam said it, he said, "You see?"
Yep.
I said, fuck. No.
Yeah.
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 I think. Or most of that scene is actually extended. I don't think that a lot of that happens in the theatrical version, except that we do get Frodo really trying to impress on Sam, like, I'm not coming back from this journey. And he does mean like physically a little bit, but I think Frodo, this is also where he's trying to tell Sam, like, I am not the same person. I can't be after this. This is too much.
Yeah.
Right.
This is the first time too where Sam's like, then we're in it together. And if you're not going home, like, or if you're changed, then so am I, kind of thing.
That's all I had on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we cut back to Gondor once again, and this is one of my, I don't know if this is one of my favorite scenes. I love this whole movie, but like this scene between Pippin, where they're standing on one of the outlooks of Minas Tirith, and it's just really, really quiet, and like all the armies are gathering. Quiet scene. I love it. I think it's like the quiet before the battle. I think it's super well done.
I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I wish I
remembered. I'm not even sure where we're at with my notes.
Sean, this shit was 4 hours and 10 minutes long, man. I don't know how many times you watched this to where you can remember that scene. I'm looking back.
I was waiting for you guys to say something that I wrote down. So.
Right.
Right. I'm looking back at my notes. I'm like, when the fuck did I write this? It feels like I wrote these notes months ago.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
But you know, I want to acknowledge one of your favorite scenes. So what happened now?
It's just like Pippin and Gandalf looking out over the. I can't remember the name of the field. I want to say it's like Pelennor Fields or something, but like the space between Osgiliath and Minas Tirith. And Pippin's like, it's so unsettled by this quiet. And Gandalf is like, this is the big breath before the battle, like before the war, before the chaos. And Pippin is like, we have the White Wizard. We're going to be okay. And Gandalf is like, the Witch King is here. I'm kind of scared of the Witch King, and like a White Wizard only goes so far, Pippin. We might just all die. But like it's so I don't know. I just really like the scene, but it's like again, it's one of those things where you kind of see like throughout this movie, everybody comes to a break. Seems like everybody kind of has that point where they're like, just fuck. Like I cannot go on. So like we kind of see each character have their moment, and through like at the beginning, like Pippin is just like, here and I'm just gonna fuck around. Like, but like throughout his time in Gondor, very quickly he just gets checked. Where he's like, oh, we've got Gandalf, we're gonna win this whole war because we have you. And Gandalf is like,
nope.
No, maybe not though. You really have to be ready in the morning. Like, so I don't know. I really like the scene where it's just so quiet amid, and then and I guess I know that the battle's coming. It just hits. All right, anyway, that's fine because what you were probably all interested in talking about is at the stairs. They're at the stairs of Cirith Ungol. It's basically a sheer cliff straight up. They see King's haunted, spooky mansion where all the orcs are and where the army is about to pour. Sam and Frodo and Gollum are about to head up the stairs and into Shelob's lair. But there's a whole fucking bunch of drama on the way.
So for me, the drama for me ended when Gollum went over the side of that mountain. Like when they got like to the top, and then what he comes out, and then like what Frodo and him are fighting, and then Gollum just kind of unceremoniously goes over the side of the mountain. Is that before or after this? Because I didn't really write down anything with a spider, because I know spiders freak y'all out, so I didn't want to talk about it.
Spiders are the worst thing ever for me. I think you're thinking about later when they're on Mount Doom. This is when
they're not even on that mountain yet.
No, up the stairs.
God damn.
This is where.
This is the bread scene.
Yeah, this is like the bread scene. This is the drama. The drama is the bread, David. That's what the drama is.
Shit.
We kind of already talked about it, but like that's where we are. Frodo and Sam, like that's it. This is Sam's breaking point now. I'm out of here. I have to stick with Gollum. You know what, Sam? Do your own fucking thing. I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That nigga was covered in breadcrumbs. he didn't have a leg to stand on. He said somebody ate our bread. That motherfucker went head to toe breadcrumbs. Talking about who did it.
He said, "Look, he has breadcrumbs on him."
He really did. Oh God.
I mean,
he got outsmarted by a motherfucker that sings a song about eating fish.
Willfully. Like Frodo was willfully. Oh, never mind.
Samwise Gamgee is the dumbest motherfucker in the Shire. Like that's. I don't know how he made it back. I don't know how he found his way back. Legitimately, he seems like a dude that would just get lost on the way to do simple shit.
I think he's hardy. I think he can do it.
I think he loves Frodo, and that is
yes.
Like that's a what do you call it? One of them traits you like about people, right?
Yes.
But then that's the only one that you like about somebody. Like this person loves me. Nothing
that's his
else
redeeming
is cool
quality.
About them. Yeah.
Look. Sam really came up for me in the battle against Shelob. So he only
wait, is
on that
the
giant
spider?
Fucking spider. Yes.
No, okay, yeah, no, we could definitely talk about that later too. Cause
well,
Frodo was getting badly tagged, and Sam was just watching. My bad. Yeah, we got back up. All right. I have no idea. We're on the first of two mountains at this point.
Yeah.
Going up the stairs. Sam got the breadcrumbs on him.
This is another one. And then so like what were you all, how are you all taking that? I know we know opinions. Mariah, Denise, what did you think about that? No thoughts?
Not really.
Same as David.
Yeah, I was like, it's the same as his. And it's the same old Sam old. Frodo under the spell of the ring.
Yeah.
Sam not. So he knows what the fuck is going on, but it's 2 against 1.
Yep.
And yeah.
Honestly, I was just focused on how terrible those stairs looked. Like Sam breaking on those stairs. That would be me too. I would break on those stairs. It wouldn't take much. Like looking up at them, I was like, fuck that. I'm going home. Yeah. I will march with this army and die. I'm not going up those stairs.
I mean, if you already walk from there to from the Shire to there.
I guess. I guess.
Mean, at that point,
but I mean, that's too much.
Steep ass.
Okay. So we leave. We're gonna leave at the breaking point where Sam is just broken and Frodo goes off with
Gollum.
Yes, Gollum. And then we kind of have to converge with one of my other favorite moments, because of its callback to Greek mythology, is the lighting of the beacons of Gondor. That I fucking love. When Pippin has to climb up and then light the and then they go all the way back, and then the rest of the company, Aragorn, etc., to warm up say it into the fact that like actually we should be marching to war. The beacons are lit. It's like fuck yeah, the beacons are lit, and it's on. Mary wants to go to war. To service to Rohan and Theoden. It's super cute. And then after that, everybody's starting to go to Gondor.
Is this not when then Aragorn? Oh man, the echo.
Yeah, this episode, man, we can. I mean,
This
it's
poor
9:40,
episode.
man.
Oh no,
It is cursed.
kind of is. We can do it in 2 parts if we need to. That might just help for.
Well, I gotta get off in 20 minutes, and I've got a lot of notes left.
Right. So I mean, we can just try this shit again. Because I mean, I want to. If anybody can actually still hear us, our bad. But I want to actually put out something good. I don't want to just like.
Yeah, because I was like, at this point, I wouldn't even know how to edit this shit.
Right. Because this is a mess.
We have like 4 or 5 tracks. When I left and came back in, there were like 3 different studios, 3 different recordings.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pause again because the echo is just so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if we need to, then we can do it. We can either do it in 2 parts or we can try the whole shebang again. It is a really long movie, so maybe 2 parts is just the way to go.
Maybe. So let's just.
Maybe we should talk up to the spiders really quick because I think that was kind of a halfway point for me.
And I'll try not to talk as much so the echo doesn't fuck y'all up.
I don't hear the echo on you.
Even when I talk, I hear it though.
It's the problem isn't when David talks; it's when anybody but David talks.
Well, David, put your mic, like mute your mic to see if that helps. Hello?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, if
it stopped.
Okay.
Okay, so only unmute when you're gonna talk, and I guess we'll stop talking, just to get us maybe to the spiders. Okay.
It comes a little bit later in terms of like where she falls in the movie. It comes like kind of like its own little climax. So we can just stop with like the beacons are going to war because Denise looks like she wants to die just thinking about editing all the tracks anyway.
No, I don't want to die. No, I didn't even. I thought about it and I was like, oh man. But no, we can keep going. We're at the beacons or whatever right now, right?
Yeah, but then like try to get to Shelob because like there's some stuff that happens between Shelob.
Because all the that ghost army is all between that, right? Right before that.
Well, also like the whole like Faramir goes and rides out to and like that's Pippin singing and like being fucking insane and Shadowfax saving the day. So like there's other stuff.
Yeah, there is.
And then and then we go under the mountain. Like Shelob comes after all of that stuff, so we can just kind of go with it to where we that it's less of a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean that works for me.
All right, do you want to just do like a sign off and then we cut out all of this where we talk about what we're doing?
Sorry, everybody.
And then we could just poor live folks. Watch what happens.
I can only unmute for 3 seconds at a time, but apparently we're having some technical problems. So
we are.
You know what? Because Denise had a really cool hot dog story that I thought was gonna come up at some point, but it's just fucking not.
Well,
so.
Let's close out with the hot dog story. Let's just close out there, and then a good sign off. I think that's good.
If y'all want. So, my hot dog story. Are we gonna put this episode out before I get into this hot dog story?
Yes.
I think it's worth trying to put out, and then we'll just put like a little warning at the top, like just a little like. By the way, we had a lot of technical difficulties.
Look, even if we don't put it out, at least
do a part 2.
Watching the live, we'll get to hear the hot dog story.
Because there is one person watching right now, so they want to hear it.
All right. Well, Before I start my hot dog story, I guess we'll start by saying that we are going. This is going to be a part 1. It has been we're having second part to this. This has been just a slew of technical errors on our end, so we apologize. But this is a long movie too, so it probably is best that we break it up into 2. And I know we're gonna do it in 2 parts. But Shauna, you had a really good question in the Trello where you were like, if we could be one character from the Lord of the Rings so far, which character would we want to be? Because I know when we get back into
I put that in there.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
I did not ask the question. I was crazy. Because I know when we get back into the second part, like a lot of the Trello notes that we had in there, we probably won't be able to talk about it as much because there's so much movie. So I didn't know, Sean, I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, Mariah, I don't know if you want to kick off your question or your thoughts.
Oh, yeah. So my favorite character was Gimli. He's like the comic relief, and like I am Gimli. Every like action he takes, every comment he makes about this journey, it's like I'm going, but I'm gonna complain the whole time. Like I just love Gimli through and through.
So you see yourself in Gimli. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. Sean, I don't know if you need more time to think about it because I don't know if because you just saw it.
I don't know, but I think I have a note that's actually just like Gimli with the one-liners just gets me every time. Like we need Gimli's voice in all of these. Like he's always just one like, oh yeah, and like death. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. He just always, the commentary from Gimli is always very good. But I don't know character that I would want to be. All of them kind of have a really shitty time. Maybe I'd be Legolas because he's bothered by most things.
Right.
Like that's not how I would personally handle it. But if I had to choose, one,
Legolas is your guy.
Yeah, maybe. He's
okay.
Not. He just seems like not ever really be bothered, except for when he scares the shit out of everybody in Helm's Deep, talking about how they're all gonna die.
Okay.
What about you, Denise?
As soon as so my thoughts was exactly like Shauna, because I was like, maybe Frodo, maybe Gandalf, and then I was like, nah. Every single person in this movie had a bad time. You know who didn't have a bad time? Bill the pony. Bill had just enough taste of excitement and then went on his happy ass way home before shit got real. That's who I see in myself, Bill the pony. I'm there for a good time, not a long time. Definitely not for when shit starts getting real. I'm gonna turn my ass back around, head on back home. Bill the pony.
All right.
David, is it Shadowfax?
Obviously, it's Shadowfax.
Obviously.
You want to talk about somebody who's 10 toes down the whole fucking time, start to finish? It's Shadowfax. That motherfucker, what'd you call him, Sean? The Death Rider with the Nazgul and everything. When he dropped onto that rooftop, and Gandalf was like, "Oh," and fucking just fell down and started being a little bitch about the whole thing. You know who was standing there barking back? Shadowfax. You know who ran up? You know who ran up the entirety of a fucking mountain to get to the top of a kingdom and wasn't even out of breath when he got there? Shadowfax. You know who fought that nigga? 3 wars. Shadowfax 10 toes down the whole time. And then at the end, he's just hanging out. And I don't know what Gandalf did with him after the war was over, because Gandalf is at the boat without him. Hopefully he's just off chilling somewhere. But yeah, Shadowfax.
Yeah. Shadowfax and Gandalf have a good relationship, but Shadowfax is free to do Shadowfax, and Gandalf respects it. But my whole note
is too good for Gandalf, and Gandalf knows it. Shadowfax knows it. the whole Middle Earth knows it.
My whole point, like when there was that showdown, Witch King and Gandalf, and yeah, Shadowfax was just like in the Nazgul's face the whole time. My whole notes section is David's gonna fucking love this. David is riding so hard right now for Shadowfax, like David's favorite scene. I'm calling it now. Like those, all of my notes are about David's reaction to that scene.
Shadowfax punched the fuck out of that guy at the end.
Listen. all the horses. Okay, so I don't even know if we're still recording that, but I did not expect the horses to be that badass when they came over the hill and the horses bum rushed the fucking orcs and the orcs got all scared. I was like, okay, that's cool. But then the horses were just like literally running through orcs, like you see orcs bouncing off of them, and until they met those Oliphants, they was pretty fucking up to it. And Shadowfax is the king of them. I'm sorry, Lord of them. Come on,
Lord of them.
come on.
Mm-hmm.
What do we? How is this? How did y'all come up with 3 different answers that weren't Shadowfax? That's what's confusing. That's confusing as hell to me.
Those horses didn't want to look bad in front of Shadowfax. We can't turn away now. The Lord is.
Yeah, everybody step their shit up because Shadowfax is a real one.
Well, I told you, I don't want to step up. I want to go out there, have a good time with my friends, and then turn around and carry my ass home. Watch TV, get under the covers, eat some snacks. I'm not trying to be out there fighting Oliphants and orcs and shit. That's not for me.
Not for me. No, thank you.
Everybody ain't real.
Fine. If that's not being real, then fine. If that's not being real, I'm not real.
Well, I guess that's a good place to end this kind of a nightmare of a recording. Sorry, everybody, that we have to split this into, but we hope you'll join us for part 2 of our coverage of the Return of the King. When we come back, the beacons are. Sam and Frodo have split up. Is on the way to save Gondor. Everyone's miserable except for Shadow. It's just fucking scaring off Nazgul and shit because Shadowfax is the Lord. Just as David would say, 10 toes deep. Down? 10 toes.
Oh no.
10 toes out. But to take us into our 4th of July holiday weekend, I'll tell you my hot dog story. So I woke up this morning craving a hot dog. Potato bun, warmed up, ketchup, mustard relish, right? So I go out to the store, get everything I need, come back because I'm on lunch, take a quick lunch break, come back, get everything. Come back, get everything settled, got the oven to get the bun warmed up, got everything going, got my condiments out, and I put the pan on the stove, get ready to like fry up the hot dogs or whatever. And then I said, what the fuck are the hot dogs? I ain't got the hot dog, right? So I'm pissed because I don't want to go all the way back to the grocery store to get out of the car, go inside, grab hot dogs, whatever. So I'm like, look, 7-Eleven right up here, end of the street. Let me just run to 7-Eleven real quick, grab some hot dogs from out the little freezer or whatever, the fridge, whatever, and then come back. Because 7-Eleven, they got eggs and cheese and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get into 7-Eleven, go to the fridge, go look around. I don't see any hot dogs, and I'm pissed. And then it's like, Denise, of course, they sell fucking hot dogs. They're not going to have the op in the fridge. They're going to sell it to you already cooked, right? So I go up to the thing and I'm looking on the little rollers and I see they got 2 quarter bites and like the big one, but I just want the quarter pound bite, right? And then I'm pissed. So I'm like, damn, I don't want that. I want my hot, whatever. So I go up to the register and he's like, can I help you? I'm like, yo, can I just get a quarter bite, or whatever the things are called? He's like, yeah. So I look at him and when I look up, I hear some rustling. I look up and he's opening the wrapper to the bun. And I got the shit at home, right? And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't want that bun. I want mine. I already got it going. I said, hey, I don't need the bun. He stopped and he looks at me, right? We're looking at each other for like 2 seconds because he's like, what the fuck do you mean, right? So I stopped because I immediately realized I sound like a serial killer because I'm like, I just want the hot dog, right? And I had to go. I said, look, my bad. I went to the store. I forgot everything. I got everything I need except for the hot dog. And I said,
oh, God.
Matter of fact, can I just get both of them? Can I get both of them?
Yeah.
And he said yes. And then when he got to the register, he just, because he rang me up for 2 and he just took 1 off because he was like, it's all right. So I ended up walking out with just 2 lonely little hot dogs in a big bite container.
She had 2 loose quarter pound big bites.
Loose hot dog.
in a
So you don't want the
hot
buds?
dog box.
You just want the meat?
The way I said it, too. I was like, oh, no, I don't need the bun.
She didn't get condiments or nothing. She didn't get no mustard. She didn't get no onions or relish.
And
She didn't
hot
even pick up the
dogs.
little to-go. They got to-go packets. She didn't even pick those up. She was like, yeah, just 2 loose hot dogs.
Well, I started to just let him bring everything up. And I was like, man, I don't feel like that food waste. And I was like, and I don't want my hot dog sitting in that bun because I know I'm not going to eat that bun.
And he's already opened the package
No,
of the bun.
He was starting to. He picked it up and he was about to open it. And I had to make a quick decision. And that's when I yelled out in front of everybody.
boy.
I don't need the bun. So, America. So, anyway.
So after that happened, she called me, told me about it. And then I was like, I also want a hot dog. I had just bought some half smokes. And so I come home, I make myself a half smoke. I do mustard on one side, I do Japanese mayo on the other side, and I do barbecue sauce on top of it. And then I go to put some onions on it. This is a story about me being way too fucking fancy and it blowing up in my face. So I put the lubricants, like the mustard and the mayo and everything, I put it on the side.
Condiments?
Condiments?
I use the right word. Follow me. I sit down and I go to take a bite, and I'm kind of squeezing it to keep everything together. And at that point, all of the toppings that I put on acted as a lubricant and just spit the hot dog out the back of the bun. And I swear to God, I was so hungry. I bit that. And all I had a hot dog bun in my lip. I bit the shit out of my lip. I had the whole house to myself. I was going to sit down, rewatch the second half of Return of the King, and I spent 2 hours trying to get my lip to stop bleeding. And I texted Denise. I was like, "Yo, I got a funny story about hot dogs."
Damn.
Man, you two had a rough time.
It was like if you ever watched the Hanna-Barbera cartoon when like Tom and Jerry eating a hot dog or something, and it's like fucking, it's just like boop, like out the back, like the little fucking noise and everything it makes. That shit hit the table. That shit hit the table and it hit the carpet. And I was like, fuck, now I'm bleeding and I gotta clean this shit.
It has been a day. Today has been a day.
Oh man, yeah. So it was me and Denise. We're the ones that cursed this one, I think.
I don't want to.
I mean, I didn't want to either. But here
my
we are.
favorite one out of the three.
Yeah, this was my favorite. We got to stop recording at some point so we can do a part 2. Because Mariah, you got to go in like 2 minutes.
Yep.
Just sign us off.
Yeah. Well, no, because fuck it, right? We're doing a second part, so we can just splice to the. Oh nope. All right, yeah, my bad. No, we signing off. And we already did social, so I don't know where to go from here. We just say bye and sorry.
See you next time for part 2.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So with that note, yes, we will see you next time for part 2. Thank you so much for hanging in with all of our technical difficulties and our hot dog trauma today.
Getting better every day.
A rough one. This was definitely a Monday. Yeah. We never record on Monday. Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is.
That is probably what's happening.
Yeah.
Good
So
God.
Right. Bye.
All right. Thanks. See you on part 2.